hope you're having a good day. Before I get going, my name's Terry Rossi, and our company is PixITech, and we help companies with their IT work. We help them increase profit, get more efficient, and do a better job for their customers, but not in the ways that you might typically think. So today I want to talk to you about protecting your business. And the main thing we're going to concentrate on is something we hear all the time with prospects, and that's they say they're fine. I'm fine. We're okay with IT. Everything's good. And that's great, but sometimes it's not really the case. Clients often come to me when the shit has hit the fan, so to speak. Things have gone bad. And they're frustrated and they're upset because either they've got a crypto locker infection, or an employee deleted some important files that they found out weren't backed up, or a critical machine crashed and they don't have a good backup, or they have a backup and they don't have a good way to restore it. Oftentimes they're trying to do IT themselves, and that's okay, except it has several problems. Let me tell you about a prospect we just talked to the other day. And I get this. I've been in this boat where I thought this way, but well, let me tell you the story first. So we go out to a prospect. They happen to be a land surveyor, and they're pretty competent. They're technical people. They deal with AutoCAD and all sorts of applications that are technical. They're obviously very good at math and things like that. So this prospect tells us, well, I have this backup device, this NAS called a network attached storage, basically a big bunch of hard drives that are sitting in the office. And I have Office 365, which is good. They're using the cloud-based tool sets, and they have their email in the cloud. And they have 3 laptops and 1 desktop. It's a pretty small client for us, but it was a referral from LinkedIn. A gentleman responded to one of my outreaches on LinkedIn. So of course we went and met with him, and it was a good meeting. But I was thinking about some of the things that my team said that he said, and it just really upset me because I know what it's like to have a business that relies on data, like a surveyor, right? Everything they do is computerized today for the most part. Maybe even some of their older records that they rely on are computerized, and people need answers fast when they need a survey. So this guy was fine. He just wanted some backup help whenever he got in a jam. So he reached out to us, which was really cool. I was happy he did. But here was his definition of fine, right? So he had no firewall, which means he's relying on Comcast or Verizon and the device they put in to protect his business. Now, 9 times out of 10, that device has a default username and password. And if somebody can get into your network, they can get into your firewall, they can open up the floodgates, and the bad guys come rushing in. Thing number 1. Thing number 2, 3 laptops, 1 desktop. No antivirus, right? So there's no antivirus, no anti-malware on their computer. So if someone in that office makes a mistake and clicks on something that's not really what they think it is, boom, all of a sudden you got the bad guys in your computer. They'll infect anything on the network. Now think about the way that works, right? If that desktop that's on the network gets infected, the first thing that cyber criminal does is he goes to your attached drives. So if you're in a business environment, you have the P drive, the H drive, all these network attached storage drives. Well, his backup drive is one of those drives too. Boom, it encrypts that backup with something that demands a ransom to get it unencrypted. No good. All of a sudden now your backups, which is your only defense against ransomware other than paying the ransom, are now encrypted. So the criminal really has you by the short stuff, and you're in trouble. So that's thing number 2, no antivirus, no anti-malware. 3 laptops, 1 backup, or 3 laptops, 1 desktop, right? So what happens when you have a laptop? 2 things happen that are really bad for protecting your business. One is almost always you shut them off at night, right? Close the lid, go to bed. Close the lid, put it in your bag, go home from work. Well, guess what happens overnight? That's when your backups happen. If your laptop's closed, there's no backups happening, right? So laptops are constantly a problem for backups because they're typically out of date. Sometimes a day, sometimes a week, sometimes a month, sometimes a year. And what can you do with last year's data? It might as well be 20 years ago data. It's no good. You need yesterday's backup. You need today's backup. So that's the first problem. The second problem is the backups may or may not contain a whole system image, right? So These guys use OneDrive to store some of their data, which is good. It's out in the cloud, but it doesn't protect your machine. It doesn't store the data that makes up your programs, your settings, your configurations. None of that is typically stored when you store your data in the cloud. Let me tell you another thing about storing your data in the cloud. It's just like storing it on your hard drive, except you really don't have to worry about mechanical failure. But guess what? If you delete a file in the cloud, it's still deleted. It's gone. So again, the importance of backups here are really key. And then the second thing that I saw was that, this particular prospect that we dealt with wanted a couple references. So we gave him some references in the construction industry, some pretty big companies, right? So when we did, the construction company said, oh, we use those guys, right? Let's make sure we get our surveys done. And I'm thinking like a larger company, or it doesn't matter if it's larger, your clients depend on you to be up. Your clients depend on you to protect their data. Your clients need you to fulfill on your promises. How can you do that if your computers are infected with malware, locked up with CryptoLocker, or lost or stolen, building burns down, whatever, you name it. It doesn't have to be that big catastrophic problem, but it can be a little problem that causes you not to be able to deliver on your promises. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. We help a lot of companies with disaster recovery and business continuity plans, and they're totally different. And that's what a good IT company can bring to the table. So if that's of interest to you, if you have a need, give us a call at callpix.com. We'd be happy to talk to you. We talk to companies like yours every day, and we deal with problems like this every day. I know how it makes you feel to feel that you either are not in complete control of your IT or you have some level of risk that's keeping you up at night. It's not a good place to be, and it's not good for your company. It's not good for your clients. Certainly not good for your employees. I forget the exact statistic, but it's something like 80% of businesses that have a catastrophic data loss go out of business within the next 3 years. It's no joke. You lose your data, you're done. You lose your backups, you're done. So take it serious. It's a serious thing. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share today. I hope you tuned in, and I hope you had fun today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.